My name is Doug Lucas, and I serve as president of Team Expansion. I just want to thank you so much for the way that you here at Westlane continue not only to be resilient and determined through the deepest trials that we face in the world today. I think yesterday we were able to get together again at Felicia's for fellowship. Someone said it had been the first time we could do that since 2019 because of the global pandemic and everything else. And it's a tribute to the fact that Westlane has this kind of resilience to endure every single thing that Satan or the world throws at us. And I want to thank you for the partnership you've extended to Team Expansion, especially to my wife Penny and me in our ministry since the beginning. And the best I can determine, I think it was in 1984 that Westlane started partnering with us. So is that, am I right? Is that like, I got to do that math, is that like almost 40 years? That's an amazing track record of partnership and determination. I want to just mention to you three things that's been happening in Team Expansion. The first thing that I'm really thrilled to be able to tell you about is that month before last, we were able to completely finish paying the mortgage on our 61-acre campus there on the outskirts of Louisville, Kentucky, where we pray and we train and send out missionaries to now 50 different countries around the world. 380 full-time workers to 50 countries. And you have been a part of that since the very beginning. Now that that's completely paid, we don't have to pay the monthly mortgage payment on that property and that campus, that training center anymore, which means now the amount that we were using for the mortgage payment can go to places all over the world, whether that's to relief in Morocco for earthquake, and we've been working on that now for the last 24 hours, so that by tomorrow we'll have aid there on site, or whether that's to start new work in a place like Malaysia. Be headed there now in less than a month and be visiting 5 different cities in Malaysia where we'll pull together all the different churches and workers that exist and try to figure out what are the places in Malaysia that haven't been touched yet by the gospel. And among those 40 million people, there are many, most of those 40 million are Muslim, and it's not a friendly place to share the good news. So we'd love to ask for your prayers. And if you want to be more informed about Team Expansion, I'll put these brochures on the chair back, and we'd love to invite you to pick one of those up so that you could maybe read as you pray. And then the second thing I wanted to share with you is that as we've been able to go forward in places like Ukraine, God is blessed, and I'm amazed by it. There's a church in Missouri that is committed to raising $200,000 to be able to give to the work of the church that we helped start in Kherson, Ukraine back in 1991. And they'll give that as their Thanksgiving offering. The church is good size, but it's not like 50,000. I think the church runs 1,500. It's just that they will dig deep and they'll go out in their community and ask many people to take part. The same thing has happened in Afghanistan. When our country evacuated there, the Taliban took over, and you know that it left many of the people of Afghanistan, women and children, much in a vulnerable place. And churches and individuals got together here in our country and have given more than $400,000 to be able to help. What started as a very small gathering of people in Kabul, around 30 believers in Kabul that had come to Christ over the last few decades. Now, I want you to know that those 30 believers didn't sit around idly, and so far in 2023, those 30 believers have been able to win 37 other people from Kabul to Christ and have baptized them. So that's all happening in the hands of the people that we work with over those years. Even though we aren't able to have North Americans in Kabul right now, we are in touch with them and we travel to be able to visit with them. Some of the believers evacuated into neighboring lands like Tajikistan and also that. There have been 39 baptisms so far in 2023, many of them in the camps and the places where people live with very little recourse. Your work continues to go out and multiply. I want you to know that when you give, your giving gets through to these places and makes a difference. And so don't ever think, please, that if you just give a simple dollar and you wonder what happens to it here, when you pray or when you give, God is making amazing things happen. I just want to close by saying, we are always amazed when we receive the gift that we send. Your gifts come and we open the letters ourselves and we take them to the finance team that's right there at Team Expansion, turn them over, and that's all done in-house. We don't have some kind of outsourced, random, anonymous group that's handling everything for Team Expansion. When we hand those gifts that you send to people like Kim and others on the finance team, they are so overjoyed because of what you do. And it reminds me of that chapter that we read when we started out in chapter 8 and chapter 9 of 2 Corinthians. Your gifts go to make a huge difference around the world. And in just 3 weeks, I'll be headed to Malaysia, and we'd love to have your prayers. Like I say, we'll be visiting 5 different cities and working with believers and churches and workers in those cities, and we'd love to have your prayers as we go. So thank you, Westlane Christian Church, for what you do. Thanks for sticking with us over these years. And God be praised for the way He continues to work a miracle here week by week. God bless you. Thanks.